What's good, Commanders fans, and happy Thanksgiving Eve. Just wanted to go over some positive injury updates for the game on Sunday against the Broncos on Sunday Night Football. So we do have some good news that Terry McLaurin and Noah Brown are practicing this week per Dan Quinn. So he did say that they will have, he said, so Dan Quinn started his news conference by saying how great it is to have a full crew practicing, including Terry McLaurin and Noah Brown. So I mean, we'll see. We'll see if those guys play. I would not bet on those two guys playing on Sunday night. I mean, we'll see. It would be nice to have those guys back. You know, this is the receiving core that we were expecting to see for the most part, with Terry, Debo, and Noah Brown being your wide receiver number 3, going out there and forcing some pass interferences. Terry being your wide receiver number 1, and then Debo being your complementary wide receiver who can do multiple things, can run the football, make the tough catches over the middle, break a lot of tackles, and that's what we were expecting to have for Jayden Daniels. And other guys got hurt. I mean, Luke McCaffrey now injured. Jalen Lane got injured last week, but he was returning punts today in practice, which is good news. I don't ever want to see Mikey Sainristil ever returning a punt ever again. The crazy thing is they had Mikey, one beat reporter said that they had Mikey back there returning punts, which is ridiculous. He should never be back there ever again. I don't want to see him back there even in practice. We're talking about practice. I don't want to see him there in practice. If Jalen Lane gets hurt, just send somebody out there to fair catch. We don't need a miraculous return. It would be nice, but we don't need guys to put capes on and be heroes. Just catch the football, fair catch it, and call it a day, because we most likely would have won that game if they would have just put Debo back there, catch it, fair catch, and just move on to the next play. Punt returners today were Jalen Lane, Traylon Burks, Mikey Sainristil, and River Craycraft. So please put one of the receivers back there instead of putting Mikey Sainristil. Jalen Lane and Traylon Burks were wearing non-contact jerseys. Traylon Burks with the finger injury, so we'll see if he goes. But we definitely could use Traylon Burks. I mean, he has some potential. Made a play against the Lions, but it is good to see Robbie Chosen's on the roster too. But it is good to see that Terry and Noah Brown were out there with their regular jerseys on, not the non-contact jerseys, but the regular old white practice jerseys on, running around. We saw Noah Brown running around before he was put on injury reserve. So Noah Brown, his injuries are so odd and they linger all the time. I'm not gonna say all the time, but for the most part, when he does get an injury, he's not out for a week or 2 weeks. He's usually out for at least 4 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks. Last year with the spleen injury or whatever it was, his appendix or something like that, he was done for the season. So that was rough after the Hail Mary catch. Our other news, Chris Rodriguez, not in practice today with an illness. So hopefully he is able to go on Sunday. If not, then it would be a lot of carries for Bill, Chase Edmonds, Jeremy McNichols, Donovan Edwards may have to get called up. So we'll see what would happen if Chris Rodriguez still is ill on Sunday. But I think he'll be back. We'll see what happens with that. Other guys with injuries, I think that's really it for the most part. They haven't put the injury report up just yet, but Terry looks pretty spry in one video that John Kahn put online. Scott Abraham put up a couple videos. Now, talking about Jayden Daniels, he did say, where is it at where Dan Quinn answered questions about Jayden? Jayden was out there with a sling on his right elbow, his left elbow, his non-throwing arm. I didn't see the video of him handing out turkeys, but apparently he did not hand out turkeys with his left arm. He only did it with his right arm. So maybe that is telling. But Dan Quinn says that he's not been cleared for contact yet, but until that happens, you can't really take the next step. He also said that Jayden Daniels will get some reps in practice, but he still hasn't been medically cleared for contact. He said he's unlikely to play Sunday versus Denver, but they're starting to ramp him up to give him work with his receivers so they can get their timing down. So he has to hit all the markers, like Dan Quinn says all the time. He says of Jayden Daniels, we would not put him out there if he can't play his full game. Until that happens, he won't play. So those are the quotes from Dan Quinn on Jayden Daniels. Those are all the major updates. Like I said, I did want to see what's going on with Traylon Burks. I did want to see what's going on with Jalen Lane, because if Jalen Lane can't go, like I said before, I would not have anybody try to return upon. I would just say, hey, fair catch it, Dax Milne style, Trey Quinn style. Just stay back there and fair catch it, and just stand there and just don't muff the punt. If you don't feel like you're confident to catch it, just go ahead and let it roll. Just let it roll. We'd rather have that than having a muffed punt or turnover. Will Harris as well. Dan Quinn said Will Harris is really a communicator and has played several positions in the secondary. They like the hitting and competitive style that he brings to the defense. So he is high on Will Harris possibly coming back this week. If not this week, then next week. So we'll see about that. But that's about it for the injury reports. I do want to take a quick look into Denver for Sunday, and then we'll wrap up the video, and you guys enjoy your Thanksgiving. Let's get a quick word for today's sponsor, Sleeper. Ooh, what's good, Commanders fans? And shout out to today's sponsor, Sleeper, the daily #1 sports app in America. Make sure you guys check out Sleeper. So I have a good promo code for first-time users for you guys. Use promo code Oliver for first-time users. You get 100% deposit match up to $100 using Sleeper. Also, don't forget to use the $20 free entry on Sleeper. So I'm giving you guys some good deals. If you don't know what Sleeper is, it's a fantasy sports app. You wager on receiving yards, more or less, passing yards, more or less, passing touchdowns, more or less. Any stat you can think about, rushing yards, receptions, any stat you think about, you can wager on sacks, stuff like that for defense. So we're going to go with the system play. 7 out of 10 quarterbacks who have played against the Commanders have gotten the more on their passing touchdowns versus the Commanders. So we're going to continue. I'm not going to say we're going to continue that trend, but the Commanders defense is going to continue that trend with Tua Tagovailoa getting more than 1.5 passing touchdowns. So make sure you guys use the link down below in the description. Terms and conditions apply. I'm very hot right now. I've hit on like the last 3. Sam Darnold, what's his name? Jared Goff, Pat Mahomes, Dak Prescott. All those guys hit the more on their passing touchdowns. Michael Penix, Geno Smith. So you name it. A lot of guys have hit the more on their passing touchdowns against this Commanders defense. It will continue on Sunday morning. Let's get back to the video. All right. So looking at, and I haven't been able to post a video of my picks yet. But I like Jamar Chase to get a touchdown, anytime touchdown on Sleeper. I do like Jahmyr Gibbs to get an anytime touchdown on Sleeper. I do like Derrick Henry to get an anytime touchdown as well. Armara, I don't know about him. He's a little iffy on him, but CeeDee Lamb. But I would do a 3-pick play with Jamar getting a touchdown against the Ravens, Jahmyr getting a touchdown against the Packers because he always scores a touchdown, always. And then Derrick Henry getting a touchdown against the bad Bengals rush defense as well. So, but yeah, just looking at the Broncos, they have a darn good team, man. 3rd down conversions, they are first in the NFL. So it's going to be tough going up against their defense. Also, they're first in the NFL. Rush defense in the NFL, they are ranked 3rd in the NFL. And then pass defense as well. They're like top 3, top 5 in every statistical category. They're 6th in pass yards allowed as well. Let me see how their red zone defense is as well. They don't really let people get to the red zone. And they're like they're #1 in sacks too. They're #1 in sacks. So, I mean, like every statistic, they got Nick Benito, who's really good. Do they still have Cody Barton on their team? Yeah, they're #1 in sacks per game with 4.5. Cleveland is 2nd because of Myles Garrett alone. So that's really the scouting report on them. Then also looking at their depth chart right now, like J.K. Dobbins is hurt, so R.J. Harvey is their running back 1. They're 9-2. They won a lot of close games. Troy Franklin is solid. Marvin Mims is solid. They do have little Jordan Humphrey. Cortland Sutton is solid. Pat Bryant is solid. Evan Ingram is a good tight end. So they have a bunch of solid guys. They actually do have a fullback as well. They don't have like Cortland Sutton's good. Like he's kind of in the same I think Terry's better than Cortland Sutton, but they're kind of like in that similar they're not they don't get a lot of recognition that other receivers do that are more more expressive or celebrate more or more flashy. Like Terry's a reserve guy. Cortland Sutton's more of a reserve guy. Like he's not like Justin Jefferson hitting the gritty all the time, and CeeDee Lamb, who's like really flashy, and AJ Brown, who's always complaining. They're more of the reserve guys that don't really complain much until Terry complained about the contract last year. So that's how I feel about Cortland Sutton. So like the Denver, their offense is not really like an elite offense, but they get their job done. And Bo Nix has been up and down. He has 8 picks this year, which is he's pretty up there. He's pretty up there in interceptions, man. He's like what, top 5 in interceptions? Let me see. Quarterback interceptions. I know Geno is #1. Let me see here who has thrown the most. I know Geno's thrown the most interceptions so far. Tua is throwing 13, which is a lot. He should have thrown like 2 against us if Mikey would have caught the football. Trevor Lawrence has 11. Joe Flacco has 10. Sam Darnold has 10. Josh Allen has 9. Bo Nix has 8. So Bo Nix is 10th with interceptions. Brock Purdy threw a bunch on Monday Night Football, so he's ranked 12th in interceptions so far. But Bo Nix has thrown a couple of bad picks. So far. And he's been up and down. 18 touchdowns, 8 picks. And what's his QBR right now? His QBR is they don't even have it up here right now, but they won a lot of close games, man. They won a lot of close games. They barely beat the Raiders. I know that all that doesn't matter. They're on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, they're on an 8-game winning streak, which is crazy. They barely beat the Eagles 21-17, barely beat the Jets, who are a bad team, 13-11 Justin Fields against Justin Fields. They barely beat the Giants 33-32. They barely beat the Texans 18-15. They barely beat the Raiders 10-7. They barely beat a good team in the Chiefs, who have been up and down this year 22-19. So I feel like it's going to be a close game Sunday night. I really do. I feel like it's going to be a very, very close game. It's going to just come down to the wire where we have the ball in the last minute. We have a last-minute drive, and we'll see what Marcus Mariota does with it with Terry McLaurin, Debo, and Noah Brown if Noah Brown does play. Both big ifs for those guys. Big ifs. So, and then I'll wrap it up with my Thanksgiving picks. I got the Chiefs winning, Packers winning, and the Bengals winning. So those are my picks for winners on Thursday. I hope you guys enjoy your Thanksgiving, enjoy the food, enjoy family, enjoy the good time and all that good stuff. Have a happy Thanksgiving, the way Dan Snyder said it. Healthy Commanders, have a great day. Peace.